So welcome everybody to midweek meditation. If I'm counting right, we're in week 7. So I needed a big breath there. I'm honoring the land and the original inhabitants that I live in Redwood City, which is the Lamchin tribelet of the Ramaytush dialect of the Ohlone Costanoan people. And if you want to introduce yourself and say where you're coming from, you can put that in the chat. Lisa, I will make you a co-host, although we haven't really had need for that. When I do that, if I don't do it, maybe it's like, if you wash your car, it rains. And if you don't wash your car, it doesn't rain. So I'll make you the co-host and that way I won't have to worry about it. So, all right. So welcome everyone. Since I know almost everybody, I think I know everybody who is here today in the Zoom room, but we have people watching us on live stream and people watching the recording. And so I like to say to somebody who's new to meditation, or maybe even this is your first time trying to meditate, to be very gentle with yourself. There's no particular place that you need to go. The fact that you're here and you're starting this practice is really wonderful. And if you have any questions, you can reach me through my website, and I'm happy to give any pointers since we won't really have the time to interact if you're not in the Zoom room. So today, for our meditation, what came to me to focus on was intention. And I think every week given us some space to set your intention. And so I thought I would actually spend more time talking about, well, what does that mean? And why do we set an intention for our meditation, and make that much more of a focus than the actual meditation. And I'll certainly give us some pointers when we get to the meditation, but I'd love to have you spend more time and more effort in thinking about, well, what am I intending to do here? What do I really want to do here? So in Hebrew, the word intention is Kavannah, and we talk about Kavannah in a variety of ways. So when we're praying, what is our Kavannah? What's our intention in the prayer? What's our intention in the blessing? What's our intention in the meditation and any kind of spiritual practice? And when we set an intention, we also can change the quality of whatever it is that we're doing. So if you're going to just chop carrots and wash lettuce and make a salad without any intention, you're chopping carrots, washing lettuce, and going to have a salad. That's fine. But if you want to elevate it somehow, then you can set an intention and say, I intend to be really fully present as I chop these carrots and I wash this lettuce and I make this salad. And that may be that I'm appreciating the farmers and the farm workers and the people who brought the produce. And so you can make the chopping the carrots and washing the lettuce and making a salad an actual meditation just by your intention. We also can set an intention before we do something that sets it aside. So, many of us have been involved in Shabbat practice, or the end of Shabbat practice, which is Havdalah. And Hamavdil means to separate. And so what we're doing when we come to the end of Shabbat is we're not just moving from the end of Shabbat, but we're actually marking the end with some intentionality to say we are ending Shabbat, and we also intend to bring the sweetness of hopefully the spaciousness that we gave to ourselves during Shabbat, that we are wanting that to continue throughout the week. So we can think of it as setting some kind of intentionality that what we're doing is maybe everything has a sacred underpinning to it, all of life. But if we're whizzing by it, then, and we're not going about it with some intention, then we're whizzing by it. In the same way, when you're in a meditation space or you're on a meditation retreat and you take a walk, there's some intentionality, or there can be. There's plenty of times where you're just walking to get food or going to the bathroom. But if you take a walk with some intention, all of a sudden you see things, and you stop and smell the roses. You see colors differently. You feel connected. And so our intention in a meditation can be very, very helpful part of the practice. And in Judaism, there's a discussion. I actually didn't look it up, but I think it's in the Talmud about what's more important when you do a prayer. Is it more important that you say the words exactly right, or is it more important that you say them with intentionality? And my orientation, and many people's orientation, is that it's actually the intentionality. It doesn't matter if you say the blessing right. It doesn't matter if you know Hebrew. It doesn't matter if you do it in some kind of prescribed way. But if your heart is in the right place, if your intention is to be prayerful, to be mindful, to wish blessing, then it lets go of the fact that you may not have done it correctly. And there's some great stories in Hasidic literature about people who had the right intention, but didn't necessarily know how to do the spiritual practice. And those prayers were elevated even higher. So that says to me that our intention is more important, certainly of equal, if not greater importance, than actually doing something in some kind of prescribed way. And hopefully you all have had those moments where I don't know if I'm doing something right, but I really want to honor this. And that's what's important. So that's where we're going to focus today. I want to point out, if you were here for the meditation, or if you watched the meditation where we did the blessing phrases or the loving kindness, the metta practices, that we can think of those, may I or may you, as intentions. So I can't command myself or command anybody to feel strong or to feel safe or to feel content or to feel at ease. But my intention is for myself to feel it, or to wish that for someone else. And for those of us that kind of work in the realm of prayer and prayer practice, it's like, what is a prayer? A prayer is our intention. And so bringing that intention for someone to be better, than in a better space than where they are, if we're sending blessings for healing, that's the that intention is the vehicle, and not so much whether we're saying the right words or not. Oh, I realized I did not set this. Let's do that. Okay, it's okay to see all the lovely faces, though. It was nice seeing people come in. Let's see. I looked, somebody, and I'm not sure where this quote comes from, said that intention is like a prayer that's already been answered. So in the same way that worry is praying for something you don't want to happen, we don't like to put too much energy or any energy into worry. And intention can be, well, I hope that this prayer is coming to me or is coming to you. And I'm actually really trying to hook into something that is already there. So as we do the meditation today, if you're called to do a particular kind of meditation, feel free to do that, especially if you have a particular intention for yourself, for someone else, for the world, if you're called to do a different kind of meditation. I'm going to lead us in really just following the breath. But if you want to move into one of the loving kindness meditation, or some kind of awareness meditation, or something that feels unique and it's your own, please feel free to do that. I invite you to set an intention either for yourself, maybe something like strength or courage or love or healing, or to set an intention for someone else that you love and care for, that's in your heart. And if you want both, then maybe to set that intention clearly, like this is for myself and this is for you, or this is for all of us, instead of trying to go back and forth between attentions, to set something that feels like it holds everything that you want to intend today. You can also say something like, I want to open to, or I intend to give yourself some kind of boost for something that you're trying to do. And that's what we're going to do today. So the chant that I wanted to bring to you today has this quality of intention to it. So the chant is a Sim Shalom Tova Unracha, and it's, may you, or grant us. It's really grant us peace, grant us goodness, grant us blessing. So that's going to be my intention for this, for you, for me, and for all of us, and for the whole world right now. So I invite you to get yourself into a comfortable place and make sure that you're uninterrupted, and or in a way that your phones are off and doors closed, and take in the chant for yourself. I will give you some time to set an intention in the beginning of the meditation. Sim Shalom Tova Unracha. 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 So, noticing the breath in your body, breathing in and breathing out. Noticing yourself in your chair, on your cushion, where your body is pressing up against the chair, the pressure maybe on your low back or upper back. Noticing anywhere where the body is touching itself, maybe your hands, one hand is resting in another, behind the backs of the knees or the elbows, noticing the feet on the ground. And as you take your next breath in, breathe in deeply, coming into the body a little bit more, focusing your attention there. And as you exhale, letting it go. And taking another breath in, feeling the lungs expand side to side, back to front, up and down. Maybe the belly is engaged. And as you exhale, letting it all go. And returning to your own breath rhythm, just naturally noticing yourself in the cycle of receiving breath and releasing breath. And take some time to notice anywhere in your body that might need a little adjustment, neck, shoulders. If there's tightness there, you might want to lift them up towards the ears, send the shoulders back, and then send the shoulder blades down, making the neck nice and long. You might want to adjust the head over the spine, so leaning forwards and backwards, finding that place where the spine seems to just naturally rest on itself. Noticing the throat and imagine expanding it, opening it, letting the breath flow in you and out of you. Noticing the eyelids and behind the eyes and the eye sockets. Noticing any tension that might be held in the face, in the jaw, behind the eyes or in the forehead. And breathing into anywhere that feels like it needs an extra breath of kindness and to let go of anything that it's holding. Noticing the back and the front of the body, how the body changes with each breath, coming in and receiving life and releasing. With each breath in and out, the circle and the cycle of life that's in each one of us connects us to one another, connects us to all of creation, connects us to that deep mystery, the ground of all beingness, that source that many name God, a place of love and rest, peace, strength, wholeness. And so we focus on our intention. What is it that we would like to receive, to open to? What is sitting on your heart or your spirit? What's calling you that you would like to dedicate this meditation time to, or something that you intend and hope to have in your experience of taking this time to meditate? stating it clearly to yourself, as clearly as you can. I intend to, or my wish is, I bless. Whatever feels right and authentic for you. And see if there's a way that you can deepen it with a few breaths to really hold it. Can you feel it in your body, in your stomach? The sense of, this is my wish. This is my prayer. This is what I intend this time to receive. And I'll guide us in using the breath to be the focus of our meditation. Anytime that you find yourself losing the focus on the breath, you can return to it. You can reset your intention, taking as much time as you need to really feel it in your body, that you are holding this intention and commitment. And if you're called to another form of meditation, feel free. So as we breathe in, using the breath to focus the mind, and breathing out. And with each breath, noticing the breath, maybe even saying, I'm breathing in. And as we breathe out, noticing the breath, maybe saying, I'm breathing out. Or as you breathe in, I breathe in life. And as you breathe out, I breathe out life. Using the breath with each inhale and each exhale to help the mind let go of what it's holding on to and how it's hooked. And simply noticing as thoughts arise where you are. And then letting go of that thought by returning the focus to the breath and to your intention. And starting again. Each moment, each breath provides an opportunity to restart, to come back to our intention. And along with your own intention, I will be holding an intention for all of our hearts and minds to feel peace and blessing. We had a little bit longer sit today, and also we still have some time. I wanted to see if anybody either wanted to share in the chat, or I'll put us back on gallery. Can you all give me a thumbs up? You can all see the gallery. Okay, great. And see if anybody either wanted to share what it was like to really focus on the intention, or share what your intention was. And if you don't want to speak and you want to put it in the chat, you can do that, and I can share it and we can all see it. Or any questions that you have.
Wendie?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to thank you because I've been away a few weeks, and it's such a chaotic time we live in. And my intention was to be grateful for the peace we do have when we find peace. And it was wonderful, really. Meditation was so calming. I'm very appreciative.
Well, thank you for your presence here, Olga, and glad to have you back with us.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Gloria.
I found it hard today to stay awake. And my intention was really to give more thought, but I kept falling asleep. But I guess that's what I needed. But it's so peaceful to do this. And thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I'm somebody who falls asleep. I've shared here quite frequently when other people are leading the meditation. In fact, I was even a little somnolent and I was leading it today. When we give ourselves that space to settle the mind and to relax, what sometimes naturally arises is that we are tired. And especially this time of day is a natural rhythm time. West Coast, it's the afternoon, early evening. It's a time that we are naturally a little bit low energy. So to just honor wherever we are, and if you fall asleep, that's a blessing too, and that means that you relaxed enough to let your body be there. Thank you. Judy, can you unmute?
Hi.
Hi.
I just want to thank you, Wendie. I finally got on, and this is my second time, and I'm slowly learning to meditate. And I just want to tell you, I really enjoy it.
Well, we're so glad to have you here, and stick with it. It has so many benefits from adding. Each time we do it, it's a little bit more. We're telling our body it's okay to relax. It's okay to not be doing. It's okay to let the mind soften and just be present with the body. So may you continue to get on and be with us. We'd love to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sarah, go ahead.
I just want to thank you and welcome my friend Olga back. We are meditators from many years and we've missed it so much. And so thank you for having this. It's an honor. It's something I look forward to every week. So.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. I hope I've shared before that my meditation practice is supported by all of you. And my meditation practice has, for the past 20 plus years that I've been, 25 to 30 actually, trying to meditate. It's never been really strong, but it's always strong in community. So my individual practice really is challenging for me even 30 years later. But the doing it in community is such a gift for all of us to really have one another to hold us in the practice.
Thank you.
We have time for one more in this period. Anybody else?
I'd like to share, but I can't seem to raise my hand.
Okay, Lori, but we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to first thank you, Wendie. It's astounding that you've been able to transfer the beautiful meditations that you were leading us in group, in person, to this online Zoom. It's just astounding, and I'm so grateful to you. I'm also grateful for the new kind of paradigm that you offered today. For me, anyway, I took it. The idea that breathing in is receiving breath and receiving life is so different than actively breathe in air, breathe in peace, breathe out, you know, like receiving breath, like modeh-ani, like, you know, I'm receiving life. That's a whole new appreciation. And when you said letting go of life, you know, at first that's a little jolting, right? But then there's this really meta thing that happens of letting go of the moment that just passed so that you're totally new to the next moment of what might happen. I know that it's a little woo-woo, but it was really beautiful for me today. And my intention was I've been doing a lot of metta meditation for peace in community and in the world. And my intention today was to practice self-care by noticing self, noticing my breath, noticing my feelings in my body and in my heart. And that by noticing and staying in touch with myself, that I can be of better service to the world. So I just want to thank you so much, Wendie.
Beautiful. Well, I must say, when I'm in a meditation with my eyes closed, I don't quite know what I say. So I'm glad that it resonated, and I hope that it was the greater spirit moving through me. Those of us that are on the Zoom can stay on for another 15 minutes, but I do. Oh, my watch just started thinking I was exercising, so I guess I'm coming out of meditation. But I do want to end this and close this time for those that are on the live stream and watching. And I wanted to share a poem by a poet who's no longer with us, American poet who's a feminist, a lesbian rights activist. Her name is Adrienne Rich. And the poem is called Dreams Before Waking. And she wrote it in 1983. And I think it's really poignant for our times and the time that we spent together. And then we'll close. What would it mean to live in a city whose people were changing each other's despair into hope? You yourself must change it. What would it feel like to know your country was changing? You yourself must change it. Though your life felt arduous, new, and unmapped and strange, what would it mean to stand on the first page of the end of despair? And so, while we may not all be able to make the massive societal shifts that are being asked for, we can pay attention to how are we shifting ourselves in this time, in this unsettled time where much is moving and much is breaking down so that new can be rebuilt. And a meditation practice can definitely help guide us through that. And so I hope that you all have opportunities to meditate on your own or grab another person virtually and meditate. And I'm going to turn off the live stream after I honor those who have been here with the live stream. And then we can stay on for a few more minutes, those of us in the Zoom, if you have time. So my way of honoring the divine in me and the divine in all of you, and those of you that I can't even see, but I know are out there and being transformed by meditation practice and by intentionality, is to say the divine in me sees the divine in you. Bet Salam Yah, in the image of God.